As you're moving late, they have a lot of different builds to kind of block the sightlines. They can just reuse them over, save on their mats as well. This is a pretty good angle as long as they don't get shot.
And along their way of this rotation here, very treacherous. You see Savage right there in the distance. We've been seeing Savage just rain down those think bows, getting those valuable Storm Surge tags that way. Triple, Elocrass right in the distance here. Shakos and Gray close to height, but I'm just guessing EMXR is at height, actually, with Podosite. Very, very cool to see them again.
Whoa.
Welcome to the tournament. Now you see Jerky Trulix as well at height as well.
And if you look over at height for just a second, too, that split is absolutely insane. You have, I think, MXR on one of the mountain peaks.
Yes.
And then Podosite and Walnuts on the very other one, too, so they have so much control. Endelux popping off against Nate in the feed. That's a top 3 team getting affected by some people who are way, way down on the leaderboard as well. Now, Trulex undersurged. Their entire team found some big tags. They're also looking okay for now, but in a desperate situation.
We're seeing what happens here when the FNCS on the line. Former teammates could go back and forth here. Of course, Andelix and Nate being the duos champion. Now they're kind of go into this battle here. Now we're getting closer and closer to the end game. You're going to have to sell it. You're going to have to move up north.
Absolutely, and every time there is a mountain inside these end games, it's always the top trios that end up suffering, who are pushing for that real estate, who get kind of trumped down and then don't actually have their builds worth anything when the zone moves back and forth. So I'm really looking at the top 7, the top 8, and how they handle this zone. Historically in EU, every time high ground's a thing or there's a big mountain in the way, all those big trios suffer. You saw it happen in Game 6 yesterday. You saw it happen in Game 1 as well. It's so unexpected on what you have to do to survive these big zones, the big height. It's going to be tricky. We're alongside Kuriashi, Stormy, and Toos to see how they rotate.
Everything's going to be low. Builds are going to be low. If you hold on to height, you're going to run out of builds. If you're on low ground, you're going to run out of builds. If the zone keeps pushing further and further away, and there's no bounce back, expect this game to end up and wrap up early, as you already see Queasy's trio already making a stamp on height. No surprise here, but let's go back into the ground. Look at the gravity of the situation that Flick and Thomas HD and our Nas are facing. Now, Thomas HD and Flick have to go as a duo, Shio. This is not going to be easy because it is Savage and Dredda there at their front doorstep.
And Dredda actually gets hit by Flick's harpoon, so big shots and wow, pulled before the wall comes down. Siberia knocked down by Flick. That's a huge elimination for the points. Big for the mats too. This trio has been bleeding on low ground. Ever since Savage saw them, they haven't stopped the stinks. They haven't stopped the pressure. Sancho mentioned it. Their builds so low. Their teammate down, Anas, one of the clutch gods, not going to be there to see the end of the game. Man. And their builds are on fire. Luckily, it's metal. It's not bleeding to the floor just yet. It is. And they have to go all the way into a corner. They can't really build another box. Look at Flick's mats. There's just 140 to work with between both teammates. Oh my goodness.
This is not fine. This is not fine. Now the zone does pull their way, but they're going to have a tsunami of trios pushing right over them. And the one that's riding, surfing the top of that wave crest is Queasy's trio. They've already committed to this height here, but they have to go back and chop out who's holding it. And that was Podosite's trio, who late rotated through.
They're setting it up. They could possibly actually remove all of Bite here. It might be just one more floor that's connecting, but no. Here comes the big retake.